Are here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CommonHeads podcast. This shall be episode 19, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this should be episode 19.
20.
No, this is episode 20?
Yeah, it should be. I think I saw that you put 19 already on the YouTube thing.
Oh, damn. So we hit episode 20. 20 episodes down, and it is Halloween.
Happy anniversary. No, I'm just
Of course, I, jkidd, along with my co-hosts, Jacknife, Cheesecake, and S-Fangs down low.
You're
Ah, man. So, there's a couple things to talk about, but I think we can start off with Jack over here. He was reading over something on the YouTube side. So,
yeah.
let's go ahead and take a listen to this real quick.
Yes.
Alright. So basically, what they're saying is they're about to start giving support to basically, I should say, the smaller people. Is basically to help viewers discover live content and more monetization options and expanding, I guess, options for the chat. Basically to make it more interactive with the person who's streaming. And what they're doing is, with the way that they're doing it, they are basically putting in an $100 million shorts fund.
Whew.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're still going to be backing more people like Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tap Man and stuff through esports events and all that stuff like that. That's basically what they're doing.
Wow, they're actually planning to sign these guys because these guys have been streaming on Twitch for a very long time. So they're actually going to like dive on a deep end for this stuff, especially on the esports side.
They got the money. They can do it.
That is true. YouTube does have the money and they definitely can do it, but that's crazy. So both, because like of the streamers, like obviously everybody in the gaming community knows of Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tap Man, especially when they're playing with Ninja, both before and after the mixer thing.
Mm-hmm.
And God, who else? Who else is like there with them? There's a couple of them.
Tim
Also,
Tap, man.
like AS
Encourage JD.
Courage JD, also one of them. So let's see how that plays out.
But they said they're also creating their own metaverse, basically, and they're throwing $10 billion to fund it.
I'm wondering
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I'm wondering how how that funding is. I don't understand how that funding is gonna work. Like, it's super strange.
Like I said, they got the money. They can do it.
The thing is like, where is that money
They're basically
going?
saying that people that come to their platform will be true partners. They'll be influencing creative directions, functionality, and formats.
So there's no certain types of, like how affiliates, and after affiliates you get Twitch partner. There's no separation but there at all. It's literally like you get there, you meet a certain requirement, and then you're good to go. You can start all these different types of funding things. Is that how? That's how I'm kind of interpreting it there, because how Twitch separates it, as it's separated. We all know this shit. It is fucking separated. If you're not a Twitch partner, you're an affiliate, and if you're not an affiliate, you're trying to make it. Basically, everybody is still trying to make it a Twitch partner. That is for a lot of people goals. That is the number one thing that they want to do. Obviously, that's on the table for all of us, but like we're still building. We're obviously still building. But for YouTube, what I'm hearing is that YouTube is giving the opportunity to everybody just about out the gate. That's what I'm kind of picking up from that. And that's really interesting because that's more opportunities for somebody who just started. Like they can just fire up a stream and say, hey, I want to do this one day, and then a couple weeks, months later, they're actually there as a YouTube streamer. They have the title. So let's see how that pans out, really.
I mean, I don't know, man. Shit, They seem like they're going in a much better direction compared to Twitch, who just doesn't give a fuck.
True.
He'd rather put it in a fucking boost feature and have motherfuckers on some pay to win shit, and even then, it's like it's shooting themselves in the foot still because they're basically whoever's doing the boost shit. They're advertising themselves on other fucking people's platforms.
Mm-hmm.
That's just dumb.
I didn't even know about this boost feature. What is this boost feature?
Yeah, you pay a certain amount of dollars. Well,
viewers.
you know, the community pays a certain amount of dollars, and you know, I guess it's supposed to help with getting discovered. I suppose, but see, like I said before, they're in a sense advertising themselves on other fucking people's platforms and shit, which doesn't make any sense to me.
That's so strange.
They didn't think that shit through. That's why everybody was giving them shit for it the week that shit even went out.
God.
I
We're
don't know why they
definitely-
would do that.
Yeah,
They need to revise their game plan or their business plan, whatever. They need
whatever
to
it
resolve.
is. Yeah, whatever it is, that definitely needs a big revision of how they fucking run things because that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. Motherfuckers is already doing the shit too, from what I understand.
Because that's just stepping on other folks' toes, really.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
literally what they're doing.
Yeah, this is their little half measure and shit, so they don't have to sit there putting any actual work. But hey, that's just me though. That's why I'm viewing it.
Yeah, that's how I view it too. Because instead of putting your heart and soul into it, you're putting your wallet on the line, basically. You're doing more with your wallet than your actual content. And what if somebody does that shit and they are just not good at streaming? They're just, and what I mean by not good at streaming,
No fucking personality whatsoever. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't know how to
None
hold a
of that.
conversation. You can't necessarily like. I mean, even if you don't have people literally watching your shit, you can't sit there and talk out loud and let people know like that's coming into this room. Like, okay, this is what I'm doing right here. And, I mean, for someone like me who likes to fucking talk a lot, I can do that shit and more. I've shown more fucking personality over the last fucking few days than anybody that's doing this boosting and not trying to show themselves off to the fucking world. Like, let people see them for how they are. You know, let people see you having fun or getting frustrated or, you know, whatever the fucking case is. It's like, again, for someone like me who can wear their emotions on their sleeves and shit, who has no problem being transparent with folks, yeah, I don't see how that would work out for some people who are just like being bland as fuck.
I don't, because along with that, you obviously, your personality shows. Two, you also have that, like, as you're up and coming, you also build that peer-to-peer type of deal, or basically streamer to viewer. Like a lot of times, like we have JP, Lady Draco, Lizzie. We have all these amazing people always constantly coming into the chat and stuff like that, and we always have that peer-to-peer thing. It's like, hey, I know you. You always coming by. We always chatting. Shit, you be here most of the time. Not all the time, because not all the time can everybody be there. But each of us have that certain people in the chats that we know and will be there, and we can build up a conversation from nothing. Rather than if you're putting your fucking money into it and you're getting all these random ass people, you're saying hi, and then you're back to playing the game. You're not in. There's no engagement there. You're obviously so like not everybody can stream. Not everybody can stream.
Let's get that right. Some can stream, but not a lot can multitask.
That's the basis for the streaming though. That is the basis for the streaming. If you are going to be a streamer, you need to obviously multitask, but you're going to need to build something for yourself. Talk to people, all the other type of shit. If you're playing a game, like if you're playing a game and you're chatting it up with yourself and then you look over, you see other people and you read, but you don't say nothing, you have no rebuttal or anything like that, and you're just continuously playing the game, you have no conversations at all, that's just not good streaming etiquette, really. It's not.
It's true.
You have to.
That's gonna talk to me while I'm in the chat.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have some type of engagement. I've seen multiple people do it. All of us here do it. We all read the chat. I see Lizzie do it. I see Vixen do it. I've seen Tiffany do it. they will read the chat. That's all it is.
Mhm.
Read the chat and have a conversation. Have something to say. They always have something to say. We always have something to say. But if you're just gonna read the chat and that's cool, continue playing the game. That's not how you should be conducting yourself as a streamer. This is why I say streaming is not for everybody.
Ugh, I can't look at the chat while I'm playing Dark Souls. I could die.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Exactly. That's a bunch of
Like
bullshit.
only
You know how
the
many
most highly
people I
skilled
watch?
motherfucking gamers got good peripheral vision. They can look over and see like, okay,
Mhm.
someone's talking. Let me return. Let me rebuttal real quick. Let me say something. Let me add on to the conversation and shit. I mean, not everybody's good at doing that shit because they're just so fucking. They got tunnel vision when it comes to what
Right.
they're doing on their fucking screen and shit. But like I said, most of us learned how to fucking multitask. I can sit here and play the game, and while I'm playing the fucking game, I can look over to my left and be like, "Oh, okay." I see what y'all talking about, and shit, and I can add my own 2 cents.
All right, now let me say that like not all games. Obviously, we come from the fighting game community. A lot of our attentions in fighting games between rounds. We can look at the chat. We can between rounds. We can look in the chat. Unless you're playing Marvel 3 and you're getting a combo, be like, all right, what's the chat like? What's the chat talking about?
Build different. I will do it during because I'm not gonna put no fucking game over my damn chat. Fuck that. I don't know about everybody else, but like, hey, you gotta focus, do your thing. But me personally, no, my chat come first for the game. That's my golden rule right there. Ain't no game gonna take no priority over them.
Right, but for us, a fighting game, obviously sometimes it takes that, and obviously in between rounds we can look at the chat, we can have a talk. But like sometimes during the round, unless you're obviously playing Marvel 3, you're getting touch of death, then you can look over the chat and be like, oh well shit. There we go. We can talk to the chat now. But streaming is tough. Streaming is tough. I gotta put that out there. Streaming is tough. A lot of people say that they can like
What the fuck? As many times as I've streamed Final Fantasy 14, bro, there's no way with all of that shit going on, and you still can't read the chat. Something's wrong because
Yeah.
that's the easiest shit in the world.
Like I said, man, I'm just like on autopilot when it comes to certain games when I'm playing. I can just look over. I can see what's going on. I can sit there and speed read a little bit and be like, okay, that person's saying that. Cool. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and add my 2 cents and shit. Let me go ahead and have a conversation. Let me add to the conversation, really. I'm not gonna sit there and look over and be like, okay, they talking about this. I don't got nothing to say. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing. Fuck that.
Yeah,
that's just dumb.
Stupid tail.
Since stupid is, stupid does.
Yeah. But like you said, everybody can't multitask, so they ain't built like this.
Lieutenant Dan, Ice Cream, Lieutenant Dan. Oh shit. All right, so now to the next subject. We've obviously touched on this last night, which was the Pokemon and Evo thing, right?
I'm not adding any more to this conversation. I mean, I can. I just don't want to.
I mean, we don't have to add any more. It's just like we never put it out there for the podcast either. It was just a conversation.
Right. Let's inform the people that are watching this that don't know what's going on.
So basically, obviously, that there's a partnership going on that Pokimane has purchased a part of.
Pokimane is though.
It. If you're a part of the gaming community and the streaming community, like a lot of people know Pokimane already. But if you don't, obviously Pokimane, it was a esports streamer, I believe.
She played Fortnite a bunch.
Played Fortnite and then Valorant, I think.
Yeah, she's still playing every now and
then.
Yeah,
still playing Valorant every now and then, stuff like that. Well, she also goes into a business. I forgot what the business was, but that's the main reason how
RTS.
I'm not mistaken. RTS, like to help streamers and things like that and content creators. And then she bought I don't know if it was like a percentage or something like that, but her company purchased some of Evo, where she's a co-founder now, I believe.
Yeah, it's her company and Sony.
Yep. So now that she's a co-founder, and now I don't know what the role is. I don't know what the role is for Evo. Who knows what the role can be? Advertising or something like that. Who
Bringing back
knows?
Marvel too.
Oh man, believe me, like as soon as
That's,
people heard about that shit, all I saw was hashtag free Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Yep. Obviously, everybody this has been an ongoing thing, especially in the Marvel community. Free MBC2 has been trending with all of us for a while. Yeah, obviously everybody's seen it from bots. Bots has made it as big as it can be, but obviously it needed more eyes. Walks in Maximilian. Shout out to the Dubro community. Shout out to everybody in there for the Maximilian community. We are all a part of that as well. Max made it almost a mission because it was announced for Evo of 2020. 2020 was supposed to be the year that Marvel 2 comes back, where it was going to be a top 8 with the 4 remaining with the 4 past champions, or we would say the 4 Marvel 2 fucking Titans, the Marvel 2 Titans. It was them 4 that have a seed, and also another open bracket as well, so that anybody can try to test their might literally against these Marvel 2 Titans. That didn't happen. Obviously 2020, really rough year, really fucking rough year for just about everybody, man. But so came Max after the Marvel 3 streams, where he did the Twitch Rivals event for Marvel 3. He started ramping up Marvel 2 because we all love the game for Marvel 2. We all love Marvel 2. And he wanted to see that game come back as well. We've all seen bots, Battle of the Strongest. If you have not seen it, hosted by IFC Yipes. Gathering. Oh, Chris Macy's is a competitor.
I know he was competing, but
yeah, but
also,
he's not.
You know,
he was IFC Yipes is the host. Chris Macy's is a pure competitor in that event because he wants to beat everybody's ass. So that's what his stuff is. So obviously Yipes and RIP Blue Jay, one of the Marvel 2 players who used to host the events at his crib as well. That's where bots originated, and he brought a lot of players, the Marvel 2 players, both East and West, invited them all out to try to test them out in that round robin. And that's how bots came to be. And it's still going strong. Besides last year, I believe he might be planning on something for next year as well. But it was Marvel 2 that was coming in. Obviously, Max had more eyes on it. But here's the part where Pokimane and her business comes in. Because of that and all that stuff, she sent out a tweet. Hashtag free NBC2. As much as it was trending before, it was trending even more so now because of the following and of the fan base. And that was of the fan base of Pokimane. I don't necessarily see a problem with seeing more eyes on the product, which is, or not even a product, on the community of the FGC. I don't see the problem of trying to get more players to come in at all. Because I am currently in the seat of let's see what happens, because we don't know what's going to happen, especially with free MVC2. Who knows what might happen? It might go through, it might not for next Evo. We can only wait and see. But to me, more eyes on the FGC, more players to come in. Who knows what's really going to happen? Now, if you guys want anything to add on to that, go right ahead.
Nope.
Everybody in the FGC, please. Hygiene is number one. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's it.
Oh, hold on. Let me put my Smash Ultimate controller up here real quick. Hold on.
Come on.
Let me go ahead and put that up there. It's just gonna be. We don't know if it's gonna be the same or different, especially for Evo.
Wait a minute.
What?
Bought a new controller?
No, I've always had the controller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, look at him getting into this. I was ooh,
I was using that controller when we were playing Mario Kart.
it's about to get excited.
Hit the gas.
Well, I got my GameCube controller sitting right over there, waiting,
I don't have that now.
waiting to be touched again.
Y'all tripping. GameCube controller.
I gotta buy an adapter. I
All I
told you,
gotta
bro, I
say
can play
is-
Smash on any controller.
All
Nah,
I gotta
I'm
say is
reading-
old reliable right here. Ain't failed me yet when it came to me playing my games, and it ain't gonna fail me no time damn soon. Okay.
Now, yes,
That
I'm
being
reading.
said, yeah.
I'm reading the.
Oh.
I'm reading the chat, Sam and Lizzie. I understand that completely because I'm in that same boat as well. Because I could really care less. But it's just my thoughts and my heart will always be with the FGC. That's where we're from. Whether
That
if you're
outfit
from the
don't-
arcades, whether you came from the arcades where quarters were up, or you came from the online where I'll see you online. Whichever ones you come from, you are still a part of the FGC. You love fighting games just as much as us.
Yeah, I've met too many people out of the
Yeah.
FGC.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have met the
Yes.
people from Street
I'm
Fighter.
gonna piggyback
met
off what
the
Lizzie was
people.
talking about.
I'd have met the KOF people. I'd have talked to all these people.
Them motherfuckers are passionate as fuck.
Yep.
I will
Yeah.
give them all the fucking praise in the world. They
Mhm.
are passionate and they are dedicated, and that's saying a lot.
That's because
bro.
KOF has been the hardest fighting game to play ever.
And I'm gonna do my utmost fucking best to try to pick that shit up and try to stick with it, because I know how I am when it comes to fighting games. If I can't pick it up within like 2 weeks, I'm not gonna fuck with it no more.
I'm gonna torture myself again and go through these damn trials to get these executions down. Cause KOF, good lord, how do you have 7 different jumps in a fighting game? I need an explanation on that one.
Who the fuck knows?
Wait, what was the question?
No. I'm just saying KOF has 7 different jump.
The jump
English.
arcs.
Yes, they can have 7 different jumping tactics in that game.
Not
Like,
only
I've
that
never
is
played a
actually
game like that.
the execution is precise in that game as well.
Yes, extremely.
Extremely fucking crazy. From fucking when I was watching KOF 13 and actually like trying it out, and I was like, how the fuck do you play this goddamn game? Holy shit. Because I thought you think if anybody thinks one frame links are bad, pick up a KOF game.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck links are. Real quick.
I ain't gonna lie though. KOF 15 looks very different from how 14 looks, and I would know. I played a bit of 14 when I was trying to play it back then. It seems like they didn't completely take the same approach that Street Fighter 5 and Guilty Gear Strive took. They're still keeping their core mechanics alive and well in their damn game, but it just from me looking from the outside, it does look a little bit different. But this is a good thing though. It's a very, very, very good fucking thing, because all that means is a lot of casuals won't necessarily get scared away from the game itself, and that's gonna be good for them in the long run.
Right. Fangs, you got anything to add to this?
You know we don't. Come on now. I mean, this man got his Pikachu's on the goddamn camera.
Fangs.
I wouldn't be surprised if he says Pika.
Pika.
This motherfucker.
See?
So yeah, getting more publicity on any product, whether especially majorly fighting games, it's a good thing, because look at what the direction that for that unfortunate, unsought for incident that happened in the Smash community. You look at them and it's just like, okay, well, damn. Now you have this event happening with the whole Pokemon publicity, getting more eyes on the product, and it kind of, I want to say, for the most part, heals the community back up in a sense of like getting more people into the fighting game community. and hopefully, you know, moving
It's for
forward,
growth,
that helps the process of what unfortunate mishaps happened, um, with allegedly that whole mess with the Smash community. It's gonna be, I want to say, better outcome.
We can
I
only
don't wanna
hope.
talk about that shit.
We can
I
only
don't
hope,
know,
man.
Like
Because
last
you got
year was not a good year.
not a good
It's
year.
gonna be a minute before they can get
Yeah.
back in, bro.
There's no way
Yeah.
they're gonna be able to bounce back after what came out last year. Like the fucking, I would say the pillars of that community, the motherfuckers that was holding that shit together when all this shit started coming out and everything,
They were the ones
and
that
like
were the
all these
most fucked.
allegations. Like, dude, it's like it's kind of hard to see that being, I want to say, like as big of a thing as it was before all this shit came out. But I mean, it's a good thing it did come out because we have a chance for not only that shit, but a lot of other communities too, to realize, look, none of that shit's gonna fucking fly, bro. Like, y'all need to get y'all shit straight, and y'all need to get that shit straight before we are able to start going to offline events and shit like that. We don't need none of this shit making the news and whatnot, bro, and giving these motherfuckers, and I'm referring to political folk, even more reason to try to fight against, gaming in the country and shit.
Gaming
So-
in general, yeah.
Yeah, just gaming in general. Like, I mean, it's bad enough as it is. These motherfuckers look for any fucking reason to sit there and say gaming is bad because, it influences the fucking young and they go out and do dumb shit. And I'm like, that's not fucking true.
No, it's not.
How much you want to bet when Grand Theft Auto 6 come out, we're gonna get another incident where the person said, "Oh, Grand Theft Auto 6 made me do it." It happens every time a new Grand Theft Auto comes out.
It does.
I
Every
wouldn't be
fucking
surprised.
time.
I
Every
wouldn't
time.
be
No,
surprised.
but they lose that shit because, like, listen, it's a fucking video game. Nobody's telling you to go outside and do this type of shit. Like, you're doing it in your own fucking mind. But like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I see. Do you watch a fucking crazy ass movie and think, huh, I'll jump off a bridge and I can fly? No,
Yeah,
you
like,
don't.
bruh. You don't.
Movies and video
That's why
games are
they-
of the same thing. But the only difference is gaming, you're playing through it. Movies, you're just watching the story. You're playing through the story in Grand Theft Auto. You don't fucking go up against a big ass robot and think, I'm gonna punch your dick off. No, you don't do that. You don't. First off, where the fuck is this big robot? Second off, where's his dick? You can't punch it. Like, you're an idiot for thinking that video games influenced you to stub your toe. No, you got up dumbly. Your head was too big for your shoulders, so your brain said, what, and you stubbed your fucking toe. The game didn't do that, you did.
That's why they, on some of them, funny enough, they said, don't try this at home.
Yeah,
They give you that message.
there's a ESRB rating. Parents out there in the world, there's an ESRB rating for a reason. If your kid can't buy the game by himself, he can't play the game.
My parents had that talk with me when I was very young. That's the only reason why I was allowed to get those rated M games when I was younger.
See, the thing is, man, with me,
Right, but that's good parenting, though.
yeah, the thing is like, I wanna chime in on what Nova Prime is saying in chat. Whooping a kid's ass is not enough. You can't do that, and then on top of that too, be like, because I said so. And I'm speaking off of experience because I did a lot of dumb shit that I'm not fucking proud of, obviously. And then I was told because I'm the fucking adult and you the kid, and you gotta listen to me, basically. Some of these parents nowadays are so afraid to sit their fucking kids down and let them know and explain to them exactly why shit shouldn't happen the way shit shouldn't happen. And on top of that, explain consequences to their actions.
Mhm.
It's like, bro, y'all, I mean, at some point when a kid does wrong, that should be the moment when you sit their asses down and explain to them, look, you can't do that because one, you're gonna get in trouble if I'm not around to, let's say, get on your ass about it, the next time and shit. Two, somebody else gets you, that's a whole lot of trouble for not only you, but me as well. Okay? Just whooping the kid's ass and saying because I said so, or saying because I'm the adult here and you the child. Like, no, that ain't gonna fly. It's not. we need to be explaining shit to these younger to these kids. Plain and simple, whether you a parent or not, bro, they need to know right now that shit like that not gonna fly. Don't be coming out here doing dumb shit just because you see it somewhere else and then want to sit there and be like, well, I saw it, I saw it on this TV show, or I saw everybody else fucking doing this shit. No, sit these motherfucking kids down, sit them down, and explain this shit to them, and be fucking be concise with the shit too. All this because I said so bullshit, motherfucker. That is so 1990s. Like that's like 1990s, parental explanations right there. Nah, bro. These kids getting told because I said so shit. It's only gonna lead to them doing more and more dumb shit.
It is.
They need to know that if they go out and do this shit while their parents are not around, someone else could potentially get their asses, and they could get even more trouble with someone that's not their fucking parent. Like, let's say it's motherfucking law. And then on top of that too, that's gonna come back on the parent, and it's gonna make them look bad, and they gonna get even more trouble than your ass is.
No, just do it the Polynesian way. whoop your ass and explain after.
I mean, that's be like, look, you got your ass whooped because you sat there, you did wrong when you weren't supposed to, and because you did wrong, this is the consequence right here. You're gonna get disciplined, whether it's gonna be in the form of an ass whooping or in the form of me taking away your privileges and shit. Either way, you're gonna get disciplined.
Right? Exactly. There's only so much there's a lot that you can do as a parent. There is a lot.
Like, beating the kid's ass, bro. Nah, trust me, that's not it. It's not. And believe it or not, and some folks may not be willing to admit this, that shit will in fact cause some level of fucking trauma down the road for that kid. They're gonna. That's another story for another time. I'm gonna just leave that one right there.
Yeah.
It just know for a fact whooping the kid's ass will cause some form of trauma to their ass, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
I think my parents every 3 months beating my ass. I ain't even gonna lie.
I mean, it's like if you're gonna whoop a kid's ass because they legitimately are doing shit that they are not supposed to do. Don't be beating their ass because they come on with a bad report card and shit. Don't be beating their ass because they sit there and
like that bad report card thing. Yeah, obviously. Like,
I needed that shit. Definitely, I definitely needed my ass whooped.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, fellas. Yeah, I needed that shit too.
Yeah,
but in the
we all
long
did.
run,
We all had that.
In the long run, though, that caused a lot of fucking trauma for me because my mom would sit there and go somewhat overboard with the shit sometimes. My dad had to step in and tell her, I say, hey, chill out, basically. So I'm just saying, nah, whooping the kid's ass because of bad report cards? No, bro. I would rather you sit them down and let them know, look, you coming home with this and thinking things are okay is not how the real world works. You need to be better than me. Is what I wish my mom would have told me. That would have motivated me to even to do way better than what I did in school. Way better. Not just saying because I'm gonna take your shit away if you don't, or I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't come home with a good report card. That's just dumb. That is fucking dumb. And like I said, I'm speaking off of experience here. When I say this, the shit does cause some form of fucking trauma. I, fortunately enough, was able to deal with the shit before it got too serious.
Everybody has their things. But in all honesty, the main part here is, listen, games don't make you do dumb shit.
Yeah, it's
games don't.
The only one that has that decision is you ultimately. You choose to make the call to do the dumb fucking activity that you are choosing to do. You must be the one to own your shit when the time comes for you to face the consequences. Plain and simple.
Right. Exactly. So if you are listening to this podcast right now, you are not of age. Yes. If you are, hey, how you doing? Second of all, be sure to make the right choices for yourself. Just because you see it in a movie and or a video game does not mean that you can go out and do the same things that you have seen in said or
TikTok.
movie.
Don't forget TikTok, because there's a lot of dumb shit on there too.
Delete the app if you fucking feel that urge.
Yeah, delete the app.
Delete it if you feel that urge. Because
doing shit for clout, bro. And
too many fucking people. Too many fucking people. But
my God.
Video games do not make you do this dumb shit. It is your choice.
No.
It really is your choice. It's the fucking wildest things. It is the absolute wildest things that you would blame a fucking video game
The
for.
dumbest shit ever.
But we know shit's gonna happen because that's just the way the world is. We always
Yeah.
want to. I cannot chalk this one up to cancel culture before anything I'm saying. We cannot
Cancel
chalk that
culture
one up to
doesn't
cancel
exist.
culture because, like, this shit has been going on for a very long time. Whether it be GTA, Call of Duty, motherfucking, what was an older game that they did Mortal Kombat. Mortal
Oh,
Kombat, they
man.
tried to fucking like that one. That one was like one of the biggest things in the 90s where they tried to cancel the shit. They wanted to
Bruh.
take it off of the shelves. There was just too much of this and that. But yet they would sit down and watch a fucking movie that has almost the exact same thing. But it influences them, huh? Yeah, no. That is not the main influencer. You need to stop.
No, it's not.
Stop
People be
stop
over here on that
thinking
bull.
like that. Stop thinking like that and just be
That level
I'm
of
a-
thinking is.
I'm gonna
Ugh.
teach my kid to be smart and actually separate himself from either gaming and reality. Listen, separating yourself. You're enjoying the game, you're playing the game, you're decompressing yourself from a long day of work, or you just enjoy like every single iteration of this said game, whether it be like 2 to 5 fucking iterations later. You
Right.
enjoy the game for the story, gameplay, and whatever it is, the characters, whatever the fuck it is in said game. Now, you separate that from your reality. I'm gonna have to go ahead and take care of business. I'm gonna have to go ahead and do this and that and all my other things, and then I can enjoy a game. That is separating yourself from your gaming to the reality of your life. Do not think for a second that you are gonna be Solid Snake and sneak into a bank with a cardboard box. It is not gonna happen.
Hell no.
For
Yeah.
a second.
Oh man,
Have
I
the-
never forget that shit. I used to.
Look, I'm gonna say this here: the only time
Yeah.
you should be ever applying the logic, finish him or her, is in the bedroom.
Ugh.
If you're not of age, fuck off.
Fatality.
Finish.
Brutality,
Oh, God.
animality,
Shit.
damn it.
Although there are some things that you can definitely take out from gaming, cognitive thinking is definitely one of them.
That does look. A lot of games do. Teach
A lot of
cognitive
things-
Thinking.
yeah.
It really does, and problem solving too.
Problem solving, the puzzles, Legend of Zelda does that a lot. Like, come on now.
What the
There's a
fuck?
lot of those. You guys gotta figure
Yes,
that
the
out.
ability to multitask. Exactly. No.
The ability to
Like, really,
multitask.
You learn how to do a
Exactly.
lot of shit from these games. It's just some folks are not willing to.
That is
do
my
enough research
argument
into
for
this.
gaming. Gaming helps you. Really, it does.
You
It really
seen the
does.
commercials on YouTube? How they been showing 18% of doctors who play games do better in brain surgery.
I mean, I don't know how true that
Mhm.
is, but if that is indeed true, then I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, they're thinking on the feet, especially brain surgeons.
Oh hell yeah!
You
Surgeons
have
in
to be
general.
you have to be careful. Any
Right.
wrong move would fuck a life up.
Yeah.
Permanent.
So that's all there is to it. But also winding it back down to where we are in the FGC, we can only see what happens. We hope it's good. Watching the FGC grow is like the number one thing that we all want to see.
I
And
want
it
the
has been
FGC
growing.
to prosper.
It has definitely been growing for the
I want
most
it to
part.
prosper.
But obviously in 2020, we did take a big old shot in the leg.
Well, yeah, because of the C virus. Damn it!
The virus,
And then
Not-
all these allegations that came out in
and
certain
it's not
communities and
even,
shit.
yep, certain communities, like, obviously it takes a toll on everybody, but
It does.
as long as we keep marching and moving forward as a fighting game community, we can see all these games do well. Now, speaking about fighting games, I think we had this conversation last night as well, because the fact of obviously KOF is on the horizon. KOF 15 is on the horizon. The newest game.
Yep.
I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I'm kind of like on the edge of seeing how simple that game is going to be, especially for the newcomers in fighting games, because we've all seen every single fighting game go through this iteration of simplicity. Guilty Gear is going through it. Street Fighter 5
Ain't nothing wrong with
has
it.
gone through it. MBCI has gone through it. Dragon Ball Fighters is it also. We've seen it. How simple the game can be. Now, if KOF is going to keep their high execution or actually try to dumb it down for the next generation of fighting game players who quite literally want to pick up a fighting game just to try it out, play it, but never like take that time. Never take that time.
I don't know if KOF gonna do that, bro.
I mean, like I said, you know, that's the thing. You really, people gotta understand, man. Like, because I get, you know, you want to weed out the weak and everything else, but if a lot of people who starts off as casuals, if the retention rate is not big enough, I don't see tournaments being that huge unless they're getting backing from the actual company or something along those lines, you know, or from like other organizers and shit.
Right.
So that being said, it's like, I mean, you want a high retention rate. I'm not saying make the games fucking simple, but they shouldn't be too complicated to the point where a person literally cannot fucking pick that shit up. That's what I'm saying. Now, that being said, KOF being high execution, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
so that means
I'm
if
okay
I gotta go
with
to the motherfucking lab and make sure I'm executing this combo perfectly like it's supposed to be and with little to no problem, fuck it. I'll do that. But not a lot of people are willing to sit there and put that time in.
Not a
They
lot
want
of
to sit
people
there
are.
and be able to pick shit up
That's
like
my
that.
was my main issue about Street Fighter 5 as well. And especially like as fun as Marvel Infinite is, and I love that game also as well, but I still choose Marvel 3 over Marvel Infinite. And the main reason is because of the execution window. Like MECI is one of the more simpler Marvel versus Capcom games out there. You can learn a lot from MECI. You can definitely pick it up a little bit. But that game is really not going to help you for... I mean, no, hold on. MECI has some bullshit. I mean, we all remember Dormammu traps. Gamora wall bounce resets, all the other type of broken bullshit. But at the same time, as a Marvel 3 player, the execution on Marvel 3 side is a lot higher. But it's not as high as what Marvel 2 used to be, but it's a lot higher than what it was. That's what I'm like, the simpler the game, the older the game franchise is, the simpler the game could be.
Say this. There's nothing wrong with a game that is easy to pick up, but it is really hard to master it, especially when you got other folks that are picking that same game up like you, and they're mastering it at a rate that is much faster than you because you're not necessarily taking the time to deep dive into that game and really figure out all of its intricacies and its mechanics and all that shit right there. Some folks just want the game handed to them. They want to be able to sit there, mash buttons, and win. It's not. This is not, for the love of God, Dragon Ball Fighters. This is not any other fucking game that did that shit before Dragon Ball Fighters. It's none of that. You really gonna have to take your time with shit and really ask yourself, okay, look, if I buy this game, am I gonna really be willing to sit down in the fucking lab for about an hour? I'm not saying for like 2 to 4 hours a day, because some folks can do 2 to 4 hours a day sitting there labbing shit until they get it right. At least an hour. 30 minutes to an hour is how much I feel the average person that doesn't want to put too much time into shit should be taken to lab shit. Now, if you're a tournament player, I would say anywhere between like 2 to 6 would be like the standard right there for you to sit there, lab shit, figure out what works, what don't work, and then take that shit online.
Bruh.
That's just my 2 cents. But otherwise, shit, there's nothing wrong with a game being easy to fucking pick up.
There's
but also
not
at the same time being really hard to fucking master, especially when it's not going to hold your hand.
Right, but it's a 50-50 shot at that point. in general, because like you're having a lot of us from the FGC who have played through a lot of these games in the past. Third Strike, Marvel 2 in the arcades, coming up with Street Fighter 4, KI, all these games that have like necessarily the tougher games like KOF 13, KOF 12, 2000, all these other games, the earlier Guilty Gears, Guilty Gear XR, even before that, the other Guilty Gears as well. Like everybody has been seeing it that have been up via us. We've all seen like a lot of these games become a lot more simpler and simpler, which is why it's like it's cool, but at the same time it's like I'm not having fun, because for me having fun is if I can hit that combo. Can I hit that combo today? Can I hit that infinite? Block this mix. Can you block this mix? All right, let me see this real quick. It's these, as a veteran, I mean, I can't say veteran, as a fighting game player, on top of the high execution windows, there's also that's the fun factor of it as well, because you feel like you're progressing and learning through the games, not just the games giving you a button to push and you're pushing the button.
Dark Souls.
You're right.
This man said Dark Souls, I hate you.
No, you're right. I mean, well, see, look, in my case, every fighting game that I've ever played, I'm excluding Dragon Ball Fighters from this shit, because I mean, with that, it's just like I had to have team, have real good team comp and shit like that. But I'm referring to games like Street Fighter 5 and MK11 where I had to have footsies. I didn't have good footsies in Street Fighter 5 when I first started playing. But when I took that break and I started playing MK11, and I started, learning more and more about spacing, learning more and more about footsies and shit, and then for some crazy ass reason, I was able to apply that shit to Street Fighter 5 when I would come back and play. And I may or may not have heard people saying that shit like here and there, where it's like, oh, this dude got real good fucking space and he got real good footsies and shit. Like, before I didn't, motherfucker, I would sit there and have real good fucking defense. That's about as good. That's all I had going for myself in Street Fighter 5 was I had good defense. I never had footsies, I never had spacing and shit. When I go out and play other games and shit, I can take what I've learned in those games and apply it to that one right there. So really, it's for me, it's about having good fundamentals. Transitioning your fundamentals from one game to the next is really what I'm about right there. So if I had good defense, spacing, and footsies in certain games, I want to be able to take that shit and apply it to other fucking games. If a game is I'm not gonna say heavily footsies based, then I'll be able to do that shit no problem. And the same can be said about defense and even fucking spacing shit. If I can have those three right there, I'm cool. Execution, that is all on me. I would have to sit there and put that work in and execute my shit a number of fucking times until I've gotten it. It's like Zenitsu's master in Demon Slayer when he was telling him, if you could just take that one fucking thing and master it, there ain't nothing nobody can fucking do to stop you, basically. So taking that mindset from shit like that, and even taking that shit from even fucking the late great fucking Bruce Lee, who was all like, instead of doing a move 100 times, take that one move and do it 100 times type shit. I'd rather do that. I want that mentality in some of these fighting games rather than just putting in a bunch of cool shit thinking it's going to attract a lot of folks. And it will, but the chances of you retaining those people are very low, especially if they can't execute that shit every fucking time. And that's where I'm at.
You know what taught me all that shit, Cheese?
What?
The place where we met.
Wait, what'd you say?
The place we met.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Resurrection.
Yeah, you're right.
I think what taught me spacing and footsies was Tekken, most of all.
You know what? I will admit right now, before I even learned how to play Tekken, because before I even came back that third time and learned how to really play Tekken like it was supposed to be played, the first two times it just wasn't hooking me. I don't know what exactly drew me back in on that third attempt, but I remember labbing with Noctis, and somebody told me, look, for someone who's really trying to get serious about learning how to play Tekken, go with Paul. Paul is a good fundamental character.
Yep.
Yep. Yep, Paul.
And
Yeah.
ever since, and
If
when
you
that,
want to learn
and when that
Tekken, you
shit
play
came up
Paul.
at me, oh my god, I learned how to play Paul for a little bit and was doing his shit, parrying motherfuckers and shit left and right. I still got clips to this fucking day about that shit too. Me parrying motherfuckers, man. I swear to, ooh, man. But just learning how to play Paul and learning how to apply those fundamentals and shit and everything else that I've learned in previous games. You know, as far as having good spacing and shit like that, knowing when to sit there and throw a button out or throw a move out and shit, especially when it comes to whip punching motherfuckers and shit. Man, that shit was fun. And then of course, here comes the Muay Thai cheese Fakum Ram. And I picked his ass up, and that was the most fun I had. He was
Falcon
OD
Ram.
at first.
He was fucking good.
Yeah,
I
he
started
was
playing
OD at
Falcon Ram
first.
too. He was fucking awesome.
He was fucking OD, and I was like, no, like Fa and Paul, bro. Fa and
Yeah.
Paul. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, there's times where I feel like I should just go back and play Tekken again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized I'm like, man, the game has changed a lot. I mean,
Nina
since
taught
they've
me
added in new
everything I
people and
needed to know.
shit, and it's so different now. But it's like, in spite of all of that, I'd still kind of want to go back and maybe learn how to play again. And I feel like if I go back to basics on Tekken 7, we learn how to fucking use Paul again, learn what the fuck works for
Man,
what
Demo
don't
Man,
work.
parry,
Man.
Demo Man,
See,
punch.
why does everybody fucking say that, man? Like Paul, like not all Paul players are like that. We're not just gonna throw out the fucking fist every okay, no.
It's plus. Why would you not? It's plus. Why are you not? It's plus.
Unless the motherfucker sidesteps.
Let me remind
If it
everybody that
sidesteps,
this
yeah. If they
doesn't know.
sidestep, what?
Paul is a grown ass man.
He is.
That man punches brick walls, teenage girls. He beats up on animals. He don't care. That's a grown ass man.
You're right.
That is true. Aliens.
Yep. Everything. It don't matter what it is. You gonna catch that burning fist.
That's what I'm saying. Like that shit is just, and Demo Man is just fucking ridiculous. Unless you know what the fuck that is, you're not blocking it. You are
You
not
see that
blocking
man
it.
reach back and put that fist to his waist, you better fucking move.
You better sidestep the shit out of that thing. Oh man, Fangs, what you think about the simplicity of fighting games?
So I'm not against it, but at the same time, it's like there has to be like I want to say for me, I like the games that has a borderline window of like, I can take example of Grand Blue Forces, right? That shit is dumbed down, hella dumbed down.
Yep, it was.
And then you can take a game like I guess I want to compare it to like say Tekken 7, where there isn't that much of a like, you can see how Tekken 7 has more of a skill window than
Oh yeah.
something like Grand Blue Forces. But it's not, at the same time, it's not on the level of KOF or how even Mortal Kombat, I want to say Mortal Kombat has a higher execution, higher understanding of things in it versus Tekken 7, because of the how it is played, because you can't like sidestep, and you can't like, even though the combo execution is a lot harder, I want to say, and it just feels more like different fighting games feel different. Like one may say feels stiff, one may say it feels really smooth, right? I feel like Mortal Kombat is so stiff, and it, you have more campos that way, but at the same time, it's like learning the meta of the game is different between Tekken 7 and Mortal Kombat. But when you take a game like Grand Blue Forces and compare it to them, I like it meeting somewhere in between of Tekken 7's skill level. And even Guilty Gear Strive is amazing. I think they did amazing with that game, for what their series is. Like, it's not that difficult, but at the same time, it's simple enough where you can understand the meta. And going forward, like, there has to be. I like it when there's like a clear line between dumbing it down, but not dumbing it down too much, where you remove all the fun aspects of it.
Yeah, which is learning how to do cool shit.
Yeah.
I can't play the NRS games anymore.
I can't. Well,
They-
here's the thing about
I've lost.
MK11. The thing about MK11, right? It's just that it did feel chunky, stiff, and weird. But at the same time, obviously everybody likes to see fatalities, brutalities, all that other type of shit. But it couldn't click with me because of the way it was like. I guess the overall aspect of the game just didn't vibe with me. Even though I had my girl Jackie Briggs, it still didn't pull me in to keep playing the game. And I don't know what it was about that game, but I just didn't want to pick it up again. I have the
Fair.
game, I
That's
just didn't
fair.
want to pick it up. But there's many different. The thing about fighting games is like these different fighting games can teach you different things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In Tekken, you learn spacing and whiff punishing. Street Fighter, you fucking you learn footsies.
Same thing.
Street Fighter 4. You learn
Okay, yeah.
footsies. Yeah. Marvel, you learn block strings. Block strings and mix-ups. And you learn how to block. Yeah, that's Marvel. If you want to know how to block, you play Marvel.
Any goddamn Marvel or Marvel-esque game, you know, and I'm fitting. I mean, you know, any Marvel game, any fucking game that was made by Arxis that had block strings and shit in it, bro, you learn how to defend yourself because you get touched one time, or if you weren't guarding your feet like you supposed to, oh yeah, you getting caught. Fuck all that, man. You get tapped one time, that's your ass.
Yep.
You know what? I think that's the thing. What it is for me with fighting games. If I have to sit there and literally wait my turn, I can't do nothing to interrupt you or anything, that's when I have a problem. Because I feel like I'm just playing the waiting game for you to kill me.
Right, but
Yeah,
Marvel has push block. These other games, they either have like V reversal or some shit like that, or whatever it is. At least Tekken has low parries and things too.
JK, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Oh boy.
With the push block system,
Yes.
Marvel, and knowing how fast you move in Marvel, do you really think push block matters to you?
Yes.
How so? Because I
Push
can
blocks
push
up-
back and
push
you're
block-
right back in my face in less than a second.
Because here's the thing, a Marvel mind. If you are trapped in a corner with my Magneto,
Okay.
I'm trying to 8-way dash overhead. I'm trying to hit you with overhead. You block the overhead and you push block that, but I'm still dashing at you. With that push block, if I didn't call Doom Assist, you have an opportunity to super jump or super, and that'll interrupt everything. You can literally space yourself back out, regain your control by getting out of that corner with one push block. But if I do have a Doom Assist, it just depends on your invincibility of your super. It's character knowledge at that point also. But you have two options, super or super jump.
Mhm.
And especially with characters like Jill with a invincible level 1. Spencer, bionic arm, invincible level 1.
Why do
Who else
characters
has
have invincibilities? What is this?
Who else has invincible level 1 supers? Fucking Wesker has a level 1 counter super, but it only counters physical. Taskmaster has a level 1 counter super, which only counters physical. Whoever has a level 3 is active by frames 2 or 3. So level 3s are invincible by that frames.
Are you trying to make me hate this game just a little bit more?
They're invincible but unsafe. Actually, Jill's is safe, but it doesn't get nothing. Jill's gun super, she does a little fucking spin around with the guns. And she gets nothing off of that.
Yep.
Please make that sound effect.
Well, the
Oh, thank you. Oh man, that was good.
Jill can get nothing. Spencer is the only one that can get something off of his level 1 super on hit. But if you block that shit, you punish me free. You have enough time to go up, get yourself a drink in the kitchen, come back, bionic arm is done, you're punishing me. You have enough time to punish bionic arm.
I remember that.
Just don't think you always hit me all the time. Unless you actually hit me, then I like it. Wait,
Learning
hold on.
to
That can't. No, don't take that out of context. Anyway,
Throwing pauses in the chat. Okay, cool.
pause.
Yeah, let me throw a pause in the chat. Hold on.
Strange has, but it's not invincible on level 1. I mean, frame 1. I think it
Oh, Doctor Strange has a
reaches
counter?
it reaches invincibility on frame 3 or 4. Yeah, it's a projectile counter.
Ooh, do I need to learn Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange is one of the hardest characters to play in the game also.
Ah, that's my character. Bet.
The more complicated, the more he's gonna want to do it.
Yep.
Like, that's one of the hardest characters. Doctor Strange is a hard character to play. Wesker's mid tier on the
Lizzie,
how
don't-
hard to
I
play.
didn't play Marvel 3. I don't like Marvel 3 like that. It was let me I was about to say something bad. I'm not gonna refer to it as trash. That game just wasn't for me.
It's alright. I'm not gonna go into it. Alright, so with that being said, everybody. S-Pains, you got closing words? Pika P, Pikachu, Pika Pika.
Yep, there it is.
Pikachu. Yeah. Again, have a set a mindset for yourself to where you're like, all right,
Pikachu
I don't want some. Have a mindset for yourself where you can be like the judge of what it is that you want to achieve, in a sense of, is this game too easy? Is this fighting game mechanics too easy? Is it too hard? Make it where if you like it, you have fun with it, rock with it. You know, I always say, try to make something of yourself with whatever it is that you want to do with your life.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I see that. I'll go ahead and say, stay humble, be easy, everybody. Tomorrow's another day. Always love yourself. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And play some damn games that you guys want to play. Play some video games, y'all. Cheesecake?
Well, take it one day at a time. I mean, it could be worse. And the fact that you woke up into a new day, you're already winning. You know? So I wouldn't stress the small shit. Just take in the little wins. Winning where they count. But worry about the other shit later. Life too short to be worried about stupid shit any goddamn way. So just worry about what you're doing, and the rest will fall into place.
There you go. Jack?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as I've said before, I'm going to say it again. If it doesn't affect your money, why do you care? Simple as that.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the CommonHeads podcast, episode 20. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like leave a like and comment down below. Also, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, y'all.
Especially if you're brand new.
Especially if you're brand new. Subscribe to the channel.
Share
it.
That button right there?
Yeah.
Push it.
Hit that.
Push it.
So share it around, share it on Twitter, share it with your friends, share it with your grandparents, share it with your parents, share it with your uncles, aunties, whoever. We always like to chat it up with everybody. Until next time, everybody, have a good night. Peace and love. Too sweet, y'all.
Hey!
Catch you guys next time on the CommonHeads podcast. We out.
I'm gonna go get this chicken.
Yeah, go get